Well, hi there, and welcome to another episode of Hey, What's Next? Right now, we are in Berlin, Ohio, and today is a special day for me because I took off time from work to go antiquing. Well, what can we find in the middle of Amish Country that might even be slightly related to this channel? Well, that's what we're going to find out. I hope you stay tuned. This is What's Next. Okay, let's start with the Ohio's Market Berlin. If you're looking for a giant wind chime, they got you covered here, obviously. I'm not a coin collector, but they had a vendor for that. And license plates with various auto-related items. My first neon sign, pretty cool, but I don't have a need for it. Here we got a reel-to-reel tape recorder, complete in a box. And $15, that wasn't too bad. Moving on, my first wall mount antique phone. This is a Neo-style duplicating machine, I'm assuming for making copies. And this is a Zenith radio I saw, alarm clock, love the font style. And of course, we have toys. This is Snooper's Antique Mall and More. Nice selection of uranium glass here. This booth was laid out well. Here we have a magic show of Mickey Mouse next to an old school Royal typewriter, and then here's some cameras. But when I turned around, this was interesting, a Disney television and DVD combo set with remotes, based on what I'm seeing on eBay. $175. That isn't bad at all. Going from retro to super retro, here's a 78 RPM hand crank turntable. Moving on, I saw this old pinball table, but unfortunately it was sold. Looks to be in good condition, however. Okay, here we got some drive-in speakers. A little too pricey for me. Here's a great-looking restored gas pump. This is a Keystone 16mm movie projector. This one, as everything else, seems to be in good shape. A second reel-to-reel tape recorder. I've never seen these, and now I've seen two in one day. Strange. Next to the recorder was a new old stock reel of Sony tape. According to the Radio Museum's website, this is an RCA Victor 78 RPM record player model 6J. And then we got some soundtracks here. I love those. The last stop of the day is the Berlin Village Antique Mall. 2 stories with many vendors. Right away we see a movie house marquee sign. Nice. Here's a Simon or Simone Amiga photo enlarger. Pretty cool. Back to small portable items. This is a portable player from Realistic. An AM radio and phonograph player with a built-in 45 RPM adapter. Here we have an antique radio from General Electric. This is the first time I've seen someone bundle 45s together, and for $5, it could have been worth it. The Star Wars lunchbox brings back some memories, and below that, Beatles lunchbox, but both were a bit much for my taste. A third reel-to-reel tape recorder, crazy, and each location gets a bit more expensive. Here's a Polaroid 35mm auto processor. Love the instructions on this device. Turn the crank very fast. This is an RCA Victor 45 record player. Okay, I think I've seen this before the last time I was here. A sound design cassette and 8-track unit with a radio tuner and amplifier. These also have been around for a while. 35mm movie film reels. We have another bookshelf stereo system. Seems to be complete with speakers, but didn't see a price. And lastly, we have a Motorola antique radio, which is missing some knobs, but not in terrible shape. Day 2 of our antiquing. Day one was somewhat successful. I don't know what we're going to find today. So let's continue this adventure in Berlin, Ohio. Yes, the Antique Trading Post Antique Mall. My wife doesn't like it as much, but this is one of my favorite places to look around. Looking for empty bottles? They got you covered. A traditional antique phone. Again, saw several of these on my trip. Now this is cool, a national brass cash register. Then we have yet another phone, but a different style phone. Here we have an all-metal 8mm movie projector in its original box. Now this caught my attention. This is a New Haven pump organ, and they were selling it for $69. This is straight from the 60s, maybe 70s, the Weltron 8-track stereo. Love the design, the roundness. It's very cool. You know, I love movies, and this is the first set of movie reels I saw. 2 reels of 16mm black and white films. But this caught my eye. What the heck is a private movie projector? And it's in the box. The Philco multi-wave radio. Again, I love the fonts they used. This just seemed odd. I don't know why. A pair of snow skis. And our last stop, the Carlisle Antique and More. Never been here before. Great place to find sleds, retractable school bus stop signs, and old metal skates. This is a matchbook dispenser. This was for the Bowers bookstore, where you can never match their prices. 2 older style record players, one from Emerson, and I'm not sure of the other, but obviously aimed at children. This vendor appears to have a nice record collection they're trying to sell. Another antique typewriter from Smith Corona. An Art Deco desk radio, a bit on the high side for price, but in good shape. And finally, we have what appears to be a complete erector set in the box. So we have the original packaging and all the accessories. All right, let's see what I acquired on this trip. So, what did I pick up from my antique shopping a few weeks ago? Well, the first item, and I'm sure you found this out, was the 6 transistor tape recorder. And this was in the original box. I did take out the microphone and the headphones due to the fact that they were here on the styrofoam. And it's in pretty decent shape. It does play, but it doesn't do any recording right now. So let's see what was next. We got this. The Sony Professional Recording Tape, PR150. Again, new in a box, still in its packaging. We'll use this tape when we do the video for the recorder. I have one more item to show you. This one's a little bit outside of the topics that we cover, although this does kind of get close to video, was the private movie projector. If I open this up, this will be a little intriguing to look at, but that's what we got. It even has the manual. You can kind of see how you're supposed to use it. We'll look at this also in a future episode. That takes us to the end. Let's take it back to the studio. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little adventure. Was there anything you saw that I should have picked up, or did I miss a diamond in the rough? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked today's episode, please take a moment and give me a thumbs up. To have my channel appear in your feed, click the subscribe button and bell notification icon. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. In the meantime, feel free to watch one of my other videos either here or here. And until next time, I'll see you again for another episode of Hey, What's Next?